Heavy snow is ongoing here up into the up our, in the Great Lakes in UP, Michigan this morning, and that will continue with the possibility of um, totals approaching almost 3 feet of snow up here and into Michigan, Wisconsin, on the the lake effect favorite areas here, and this is going to be a very impactful event in the coming days. Um, My name is Tim Ealer, meteorologist. Putting out a forecast here for today, and just this is incredible what's happening here. A prime example of the lake effect snow, um, early season. All the lakes are still warm, above freezing, not frozen over. So maximizing the lake effect snow machine, and so yeah, you can see the snow already ongoing here. And yesterday we had snow up in this area. That's no longer there, but now we have colder temperatures moving through, right? So uh, it's going to be a very, very tough travel day up here. Couple days actually, right? Just cold, windy, almost impossible to travel up here in the UP, Michigan, in the favored lake effect snow areas. And in the next day or two, the snow is gonna, um, as the system moves through, we'll have more of a northwest flow, and we'll get Buffalo get in on it down here, as well as favorite areas off the lakes, right? But really, the big show is in this area, and we'll go over the snowfall totals expected in this area next here, real quick. So this graphic really tells the tale of the snowfall amounts expected, right? And where the biggest bullseye is, where the brighter colors are, indicates the most accumulation. And this is just in 24 hours. This is between 6Z Wednesday and 6Z Thursday, right? Which is a 24-hour period, right? We're talking expected 30 inches of snow here. And if we zoom into this, we can get a point forecast. And this is an exceedance table, right? For Hurley, Wisconsin. Expected 33 inches of snow in 24 hours. That's crazy, right? So high end, maybe even 4 feet. If a lake effect band sets up in the right area, we could really have a serious situation here. Just a small area right here. Expected to have the most snow, right? But you can see where the favored area for the most snow is on the southern part of the southern cities, the cities south of Lake Superior. Okay, so likely a northwest flow coming through here. Enough moisture being picked up on the lakes, goes over land, rises some, and then you hit the heavy snow. And so the longest fetch here likely be where the heaviest snow is going to be, right? So it's crazy. So, and also up here in northern Minnesota, might get up to 10 inches. And you can see where the most amounts are. All right. So I don't need to like go through every city, I don't think. That's through tomorrow, through Thanksgiving morning. Through Thanksgiving, let's see, from 12Z Wednesday today till 12Z tomorrow, which is like 8 a.m. So more closer to actual time, because right now it's 10:03 Zulu. So anyway, pretty much the same thing here, guys. Yeah. All right, move through time. You can see where the biggest totals are. They move further east here. So we look into near Marquette. Zoom in here. Dead River Storage Basin, whatever that means. Different cities here. Downwind of Lake Superior still, right? And then you have more favored precip downwind of Lake Michigan. You can zoom in here a little bit, get some ideas of what the precip totals are. And this is from Thursday. Like I said, 18Z today, which is roughly about 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. tomorrow. All right. So heavy snows like occurring right now in this area will shift to the east in the coming next 24 hours. All right. And then you can see a snowfall total shifting further east here and south. Expected amount here in southeast of Traverse City. I wish they showed more cities on this map, but anyway, Marquette, Michigan, we're talking maybe a foot of snow from Thanksgiving around 8 p.m. to Friday. Let's see, Friday 8 p.m. Yeah, so I got Zulu time up here. I wish they would. I wonder if I can change the time. I don't think I can. Anyway, that's what we got for that. So Friday, you see where the favorite areas move further east. 15 inches expected Thursday through Friday, right? And then you have favorite area around Buffalo, Watertown, well, Buffalo, sorry. Yeah. So on the southern port of Lake Erie here, Lake Ontario, Worth, Bellwood, Redfield, 12 inches of snow. Moves further to the east here. Yeah, so not as high snow totals as we saw up in the UP, right? Through Friday. This is Thursday through Friday, 18Z through 18Z Friday. Snowfall totals shoot further east, and then the system is moving out at this point. But as we get into Saturday, we'll back this up a little bit. You see up here into Montana, Idaho area in the favored mountainous regions. You have cold air spilling to the south, likely heavy snow here up into parts of Montana and the hill country here. Missoula, Great Falls, all those different areas. So as for the southeast, not expecting anything in the short term anyway through Saturday, or the rest of the country for that matter. So yeah, that's the what's going on with the snow this morning. I want to go through that first because that's like the most important thing right now. uh, and it's an ongoing event here, and it's very important that people stay safe. And I'm sure people have prepared for this, but 3 inches an hour, 24 hours, you're getting 1 or 2 inches an hour or more. You you can't go out in that, so be safe, guys. Okay, anybody up here, send pictures, let me know what is going on up there. It'd be nice to see. If you can't, do it safely, all right? So yeah, I'll be right back. So what are the key messages for this storm this week? We went over the snowfall totals, but this is from the Weather Prediction Center. um Blizzard conditions are likely where the strongest winds overlap with intense snowfall, and we'll go over the hazardous weather outlook in a minute. Heavy lake effect snow will follow as the storm moves through in the wake of the storm later this week across all the Great Lakes. Snowfall is ending over Minnesota later today. Heavy snow 1 to 2 inches an hour over far northern Wisconsin, especially in the western portions of the UP and Michigan. And then lake effect snow will start in the other favorite areas, Buffalo. I don't know why I thought Buffalo was up here, but that's my bad. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, blizzard conditions will make travel impossible at times across portions of the western Great Lakes this morning and overnight. Locally higher lake effect snow accumulations downwind of western Lake Superior over northern Wisconsin into the western UP and Michigan. And heavy snow and gusty winds will commence downwind of Lake Erie between Cleveland and Buffalo tomorrow. So you can see how it shifts eastward here. And the WPC Weather Prediction Center is saying the same thing that I did and going through the same kind of graphics. And you can see the winds down here, wind gusts 40, 50 miles an hour. Very dynamic system going through here today. As far as current hazards go, you can see where the winter storm warnings are, winter weather advisories, the wind advisories, blizzard warnings in the red here, dense fog advisories. Just a very dynamic system moving through the the upper Midwest today. We got weather advisories out west here, Idaho area, right? Um, dense fog advisory here in California, and some winter weather in the Cascades up here into Washington State. So, but the big show here again is the snow ongoing here in the the upper Midwest. Keep getting tongue tied with that. As far as current temps go, as of 4 a.m., you can see where it's coldest here in the U.S. with that cold air pushing to the southeast. Cold front probably in this area. Cold air kind of lagging behind a little bit, but you see the single digits up here in Minnesota, well, North Dakota, South Dakota. Very cold just in general here. Quite warm in the Northeast this morning, so no snow going on there. That cold air is going to push through here and bring snow to this whole area in the coming days. So changes in temperature since yesterday. Much warmer than it was yesterday here right along the East Coast. Of course, cooling down to the west of the warm front and then warming up um, in the far western U.S. this morning. Some temps are 20, 30 degrees colder than they were yesterday. So quite a shock to the system, right? Yeah. So here's the wind gust. You see 40, 50 miles per hour. with this dynamic system. So, you know, it's gonna be brutal out there. The wind chill values, I'm sure, are. Let's look at that real quick. Yeah, um, single digits, and getting colder here. But you see, North Dakota area -7, where the highest winds are, and these temperatures are only going to fall here. And with this heavy snow, it just exasperates the situation. Blowing snow around, and just going to be miserable up there. So here's the observed snowfall from in the last 24 hours. You can see where the highest totals were, 10, 12 inches here as that system moved through. And of course, we'll see the totals increase on this map when we look at this tomorrow, but this is what came through as of 7 p.m. yesterday. So more snow totals further east, but that's what this graphic shows. So this is the surface map showing where this low pressure is right now up here in the upper Midwest. This is starting off at 6 a.m. today. You see where it's situated, and that's why it's favored this lake effect, just hammering this area, right? Okay. Moves further to the east. Kind of just, I think part of the problem is here, you see how slow it's moving? Doesn't really move that fast, guys. And you have a deep southerly northerly fetch here over the Great Lakes. But you see the isobars here, how tightly packed they are. That tells me about the high winds. The closer these isobars are, the higher the winds at the surface are. So quite windy here. So moving further to the east, we have 15 hours out, 18 hours out. Lake effect snow kind of slacks off here, but then it moves further to the east, and we'll move this model back a little bit. This way we can go out further. Cooler air moves further to the east down here at the surface. We have overrunning moisture here in the far western U.S. Lake effect snow really picking up here. You see the streamers coming off these lake effect bands as the surface low moves to the north. And this is 48 hours out. This is Friday at 1 a.m. So the lake effect snow is still continuing. Some on still coming off the Lake Superior here, even on Friday at 1 a.m. So, and we have this overrunning moisture just to the north of the Rockies with that snow we just showed on one of our other graphics here, going into the weekend. So as we go into the weekend, this is what the surface features look like. This is the NAM model, 6Z run, latest run here. I'm using this for more of a midway point for the model analysis. This is through I think Sunday probably. So you have that system over here in the far western U.S. starting off where we left the other one off. System, you have the overrunning type system here, right, with the cold air to the north, low pressure right along the lee side of the Rockies here, right? Quite impressive here. The Midwest is really going to get in on some snow here. Looks like overrunning moisture here with a push of colder air further to the south through Saturday, right? So if we go to a longer range model, we go to the European, all right? It shows pretty much the same thing here. Okay, this is 1 p.m. on Saturday. See where it has a coldest precip, maybe coldest temperatures with snow again here in the Midwest. System dives to the south initially, then is lifted off to the northeast, so maybe more snow. You see how far west it is, so anywhere to the east of this, gonna have trouble getting much snow here. So sorry, guys. Sorry, bro, up here in New York, but the system moves to the north. And we have the chance for heavy rain down here this weekend as well, as that system pushes through. You see it's strung out, and we don't get much precip down here in the south. And further out in time, through Monday, this is, through Monday, 10 a.m., maybe a moisture pull return flow here, a low rider, low pressure here, moving through the southeast, which could bring some beneficial rain. And the WPC is highlighting the possibility of heavy rainfall in this area, right? And look at the snow here, up here in the northeast. You have a high pressure at the surface, maybe pushing that cold air down. So we'll just have to see where that battleground ends up being and where this low goes. Kind of scoots off to the east. Not a negative tilted trough here, so likely to move out pretty quickly. See cold air moving into the northeast. Another low pressure, looks like a Alberta Clipper type system, moving in a northerly flow. Cold, looks like a cold front pushing through here to the east. And really dynamic system off the coast here. Look at that. It's like lake of ocean effects precip. Low diving to the south. You have another low rider really moving. Doesn't really do much there, guys. So, and that's 360 hours out. That's through the I don't know, 14 days from now. So quite uncertain at that point. So we talked about excessive rainfall, and really there's only one day during this period, which is day 4, the 5-day period we're expecting. Well, we have a marginal risk of excessive rainfall. We showed that on the surface map here. So generally in this area, and likely because a previous heavy rainfall in this area, this is they put this up because it doesn't look like that system's going to stay there that long, but because it the flash flood guidance is probably lower than it normally would be if it hadn't rained a lot. You have this up there. So severe weather. Let's take a look at that real quick. All right, severe weather. Kind of screwed that up, guys. Sorry about that. Just general thunderstorm expected, and after that, not showing much of a threat. That could change, as we get closer, as maybe a cold front. That's just a moves through the south. But as of right now, not expecting any severe weather in the next 8 days. Now, this doesn't highlight the winter storm stuff going on up to the north. That's a totally different thing. But anyway, that's what this is. So this is a day 8 to 14 U.S. hazards outlook through the 1st to the 7th of December. Just gonna have, I refreshed this. Sorry about that, guys. Really highlighting the 3rd through the 9th as having a real possible flooding possible here in the Appalachians, maybe into most of Tennessee. With that hatched area, that's pretty significant when it comes to the WPC, the CPC here, Climate Prediction Center for this area. All right, refresh this one more time. Yeah, there's a 3rd through the 9th. Sorry about that. I thought I refreshed it earlier. That's my bad. So slight risk of heavy precip along the western U.S. and in the southeast up into the mid-Atlantic, the 3rd through the 9th. This is for the 3rd, 3rd through the 6th, the 6th through the 9th here, up in the northern tier, northwest. Snow probabilities again, we show that system moving up to the north here. Second system, the third through the sixth, for heavy snow and out west. Wind probabilities, we don't have any high wind risk probabilities right now, the third through the ninth. And risk hazardous temperatures, the third through the sixth here, up here into the upper Midwest, the Northeast, and the northern parts of the northern high plains. So this was issued yesterday, 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. You see where the coldest temps are most likely to occur here. All right. Bullseye here in the upper Midwest. All right. The Great Lakes area. Likely be near normal or above normal here in the Southeast, which rinse and repeat, guys. So, yeah. 6 to 10 day precip outlook. Above normal, expected the first to the fifth for a majority of the U.S. except up in the upper Midwest, in the Northeast, and along the Northwest coast here. A little further out, the flow becomes a little more zonal here. Likely below normal temps up here in the Northeast. Equal chances to be probably near normal here, where there's no coloring. And of course, in the South, still likely warmer than normal. So 8 to 14 day precip outlook. Most of the nation expected to be near or above normal with precip chances the third through the ninth. We really need the rain down here in the Southeast. I know I talk about that a lot, but yeah. One thing I remembered, I forgot I didn't go over the future temps the next 7 days. I'm going to do that next. So this chart represents 850 millibar temperature anomaly. So this is a good depiction of a proxy for temperature at the surface, right? So we see the darker purples indicates 850 millibar temps, colder than normal by 11 Celsius, which is pretty cold, right? So you can translate that to your temps at the surface, right? So you can see the colder temps are pushing further to the south along where this system pushes through, right? Cold front, colder air pushing through there. All right. Move through time here. That pushes to the east. We have warmer temps pushing again up to the north here and along the southeast coast, but not much warmer than average, right? But so I'll take that. Along the west coast, see temps 850 millibar temps are rising here, and you have this cold push of air moving to the east of the Rockies. See, it pushes further to the east here. That's on the first, but you see that warm air hanging on the southeast, right? Never really, maybe you get below normal here, but not by much. You see where the colder temps remain up here. Warms up quite quickly here in the southeast. They have even deeper trough digging, right? Warmer temps pulling down here in the south. Have another trough moving through here, right? Looks like a low pressure system here, drawing warm air really to the north. You see the anomalies here, and you see how cold it is up here into Canada. So that air is just sitting there waiting to push down, and you see what happens here. And this is, the way the atmosphere responds. You have high pressure generally up in this area, and a trough builds in the middle part in response. That's the way that the atmosphere is always trying to balance. You have high pressure retreating off to the east here. And this is 360 hours out. So this is the 10th, right? So going back to the short term, just reiterating this. The short term, warmer for one more day here. Along, and then colder than average for a good portion from the middle part of the country all the way along the East Coast for the next couple days. So it'll be a nice change from the incessant warm weather we've had. So, so yeah, and then you have this really cold push um, towards the weekend. So be ready for some cold weather here, guys. Yep. But all right, that's all I got for today, guys, and I appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe, and if you're in the areas where you're getting heavy snow, please be careful there today, okay? And God bless.